This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Just prior to this, I did a video about the Republican National Committee paying Donald Trump's his personal bills, his personal lawyer for his criminal defense attorney. Almost $125,000 in payments for his personal legal bills. Not for actions he took while he was president, but for actions prior to that. In valuating his companies, giving different valuations. When he goes to get a loan, he wants to inflate the value of his property, saying they're worth X amount. And then when he goes to pay taxes, he tells the government with hat in hand, oh, this property's worth really a small amount. That's tax fraud. It could also be wire fraud. It could be bank fraud. There's all kinds of charges that could come of this that are criminal in nature, not civil. So I'm going to read from this Washington Post article. New York prosecutors set sights on new Trump target, widely different valuations on the same properties. And you're going to hear in the very first and second paragraph just how wide the disparity is between the two valuations. It's not off by 10 million. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars for a single property. The Trump Organization owns an office building at 40 Wall Street in Manhattan. In 2012, when the company was listing its assets for potential lenders, it said the building was worth $527 million, which would make it among the most valuable in New York. Settle in, because this is a good one. But just a few months later, the Trump Organization told property tax officials that the entire 70-story building was worth less than a high-end Manhattan condo, just $16.7 million, according to newly released city records. Did you catch that? From $527 million, a $500 million building, to $16.7 million. A 70-story skyscraper, he's telling tax officials, is worth $17 million bucks. Listen, I don't know about you, but if there's a 70-story skyscraper out there, we could probably crowdfund some money. We could get together 16 or 17 million to buy it. The problem is, you wouldn't be able to buy one because it doesn't exist. That's not a thing. This is fraud. This is criminality run amok that's not only being endorsed and defended by the Republican Party, but by the former Republican president. Getting tied up there. That was less than 1/30th the amount it had claimed the year before. That property is now under scrutiny from the Manhattan District Attorney and New York Attorney General, along with several other like it, for which the Trump Organization gave vastly different value estimates. According to public records and people familiar with their investigations who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss ongoing inquiries. After the indictment of the Trump Organization's chief financial officer this summer for income tax fraud, prosecutors now appear to be examining whether the company broke the law by providing low values to property tax officers while using high ones to garner tax breaks or impress lenders. New York Attorney General Letitia James, who's a Democrat, has said that she is considering a lawsuit, and prosecutors in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office have also convened a new grand jury, which could vote on criminal charges, according to people familiar with the investigations. Criminal charges. Not an accounting error. That's not an accounting error. Even if they added a 1 on the beginning, that's still only $116 million versus $527. Among the other properties under scrutiny, listen to this, not as egregious, but certainly alarming, the temerity, the gall, the reckless disregard for the law. Among the other properties under scrutiny, former President Donald Trump's California Golf Club, for which he valued the same parcel of land at $900,000 and $25 million, depending on the intended audience. And an estate in suburban New York for which Trump's valuation ranged from 56 up to 291 million. The valuations were all given in 5 years before Trump won the presidency. And yet, the Republican Party is paying his bills. This is pre-Trump politics. This is when he was still willy-nilly handing out money to any politician who would take it. Real estate appraisers said it was highly unusual for any property owner to give such widely different values for the same property during the same period. This is way, way beyond anything that's believable, said Norm Miller, a professor of real estate finance at the University of San Diego, who has appraised properties for 50 years. I've never seen anything with a gap that extreme. They're going to go to experts. They're going to have the details here. They've got emails, and they're going to know what he claimed with banks, and if he lied there, that's bank fraud. And if he lied to the government, then that's tax fraud. He's going to get justice one way or the other here. The Trump Organization, I wanted to include this because they gave a statement. The Trump Organization said in a statement on Monday that prosecutors should focus on the other problems in New York. Don't look at our crimes. Look at the other crimes. Look at the other things that are going on in New York. Eric Trump, genius and the former president's son, and a top Trump Organization executive, also called the investigations an example of weaponization of political prosecutors. And it is eroding America's confidence in the legal system, and it has to stop. I'm Eric Trump. Oh, dipshits. Listen, this is off the mark here. This is not the topic of the video, but it is a remarkable thing to fall upwards, to stumble and fumble your way into success. It really is a testament to generational wealth and being given everything that you have. Because without Fred Christ Trump, Donald Trump's pops, there would be no Donald Trump, because he is a loser in business, losing hundreds of millions of dollars, having to take out loans to shore up the difference, setting his kids up with the largesse that was given him by his father. And now he's still on the grift with the American people, with the Republican Party. Gross. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for liking this video and commenting and sharing it with your social media network. That is fantastic. I love getting tagged on Twitter in a video. It makes me feel like I'm appreciated. Anyway, I love you guys. If I bring you value on a day-to-day basis, and somebody else out there isn't doing more for you, please consider supporting my work for $1.99 a month. I mean, you can't even buy a cup of coffee for $1.99, right? For $1.99 a month, you can support my channel by becoming a channel member. Click on the join button below, see what's involved, or head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Also, subscribe to the podcast. That's a good time too. It's an audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, everywhere there's podcasts, or just go to dollemore.com. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being engaged. Thanks for caring about things that are important. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.